Welcome to holisticinvestment.in YouTube channel. We help individual investors like you to make the right financial and investment decisions. In your 20s, when you have just started your first job or started earning money, you might consider investing your extra earnings, but you constantly feel like you don't have enough money for investing and thus avoid doing so. But is money really a hurdle in investing? If money was an issue, do you take necessary steps to avoid unnecessary expenses? For example, if you normally shop once a month, do you adjust your shopping habit to once every 3 months? Or even avoid eating at your favorite restaurants frequently? Ultimately, the concern is not money, but rather how you spend that money. Now, the question is that when we get our first salary or start earning some money, then how to save and invest, because at that time our salary will be very less, for example like 30,000. With this 30,000 we have to fulfill our needs, like we have to pay for rent, pay for bills, pay for food, pay for transportation, and then we have to buy a phone or a house, and then maybe we have to go for a holiday as well. Then how should you allocate your salary so that you have money for all this as well as for savings and investment? Here is where budgeting comes in place. So, what exactly is budgeting? What are the budgeting tips you must follow while you are in your 20s? When you're young, which budget rule should you follow? Also, how can it help you in fulfilling your needs and wants while also contributing to your savings and investment goals? Let's get to know all this in this video. First, we'll understand what is budgeting. Budgeting is a major part of our lives. It's the process of figuring out how much money we have, and from that, how much we need to spend and how much we need to save over a month or year. Now, what are the 5 essential budgeting tips you must follow in your 20s? First budgeting tip is to create monthly financial goal for yourself and discuss them with each other as well as your financial advisor or planner. Our second tip is a good goal to start with is paying down any debts you may have, such as student loan or credit card debt, etc. Third tip is spend your money wisely on things you can afford and avoid impulse spending. A fourth tip is build an emergency fund. Use your salary or any side hustle to put away 3 months worth of living expenses into savings. You never know when life throws a curveball, so it's better to be prepared by having some cushion. Our fifth and last tip is your income will determine how much money you can spend on other things. So it is important to look at your situation and plan accordingly. Remember that our spending habits and income fluctuates. So make the necessary adjustments to your budget accordingly. Also be certain that your budget is realistic. And if you're having trouble staying within that framework, modify it but be truthful to yourself. Now that you have understood the 5 budgeting tips to follow in your 20s, to make your financial life more simple, we have a budgeting method that will help you in your 20s. Budgeting rule of 50-30-20. That is 50% towards needs, 30% towards wants, and 20% towards savings and investments. Now the question is, what comes under your needs, your wants, and your savings? Our needs can be food, clothing, rent or EMI, and utilities such as electricity, water, gas, sewage, etc. Our wants are vacations, cars, buying expensive clothes and electronics, hobbies, Netflix subscriptions, etc. Our savings and investments in our 20s must include emergency fund for any financial hardships such as unemployment, unexpected medical expenses, or an expensive car repair. Then, savings for retirement, debts, house, marriage, kids' education, etc. Then, for investments in mutual funds, stocks, provident fund, gold, fixed deposit, etc. What are the benefits of following this budgeting thumb rule? First benefit is You do not spend more than what you're earning. The goal of the budgeting rule is to start saving by allocating fixed amount for expenses such as mortgage, car payments, and utilities. These strategies can also be used for short term goals such as vacation, buying a new bicycle, or paying off a credit card bill in full. By doing this, the individual will know exactly how much money they need to save and for how long they need to do this to reach their goal once they start putting money away each month. Now, the question is, why should you start investing when you have just started earning? It is better to invest in your 20s because you can enjoy the power of compounding. Also, young adults have one thing in their 20s, that is time. This is why it is better to invest in your 20s. To know more about financial planning in your 20s, check out our previous video on complete financial planning for your 20s. The link for that is given in the description below. What is compounding? Compounding is the ability to grow an investment by reinvesting the earnings. Albert Einstein has referred to compounding as the eighth wonder of the world. The magic of compounding allows investors to generate wealth over time and requires only two things: the reinvestment of earnings and time. The longer money is put to work, the more wealth it can generate. Let's understand the application of this budget rule with the help of an example. Let's say your first salary or earning is rupees 30,000. Out of 30,000, 50% that is 15,000 will go for needs, 30% that is 9,000 will go for wants, 20% that is 6,000 will go for savings and investments. But does this rule always work? Let's see the drawbacks of this budgeting rule. This rule doesn't work when your salary or monthly income increases after you gain experience and move to your second or third job. Also, when you are in your 20s, you do not have many responsibilities and you have time to let your investments grow. Therefore, there is no need to allocate 50% of your earnings towards needs and your wants. Instead, take out 10% of your allocation towards needs and wants and reallocate towards savings and investments. So, let's say when you are in your 20s, after you gain some experience and your income grows to 60,000, you have to follow this rule. Out of 60,000, 40% that is rupees 24,000 will go for needs, 20% that is 12,000 will go for wants, and 40% that is 24,000 will go for savings and investments. In 20s, people can take more risk, so higher equity allocation can be given at that time. But as you get older, your time horizon starts decreasing while your income needs increases. This is because with age there are more responsibilities and less time to make up for any losses in investments. So decrease your equity allocation with your increasing age. If you follow this budgeting model and invest with financial discipline for just 10 years, you will never have a scarcity of money when you reach your 30s and 40s. Also, investing for 10 years consistently will help you retire 10 years earlier. Ultimately, financial discipline is the way to get rich. If you found this video helpful, share this video with your friends and family to help them also secure their future with this budgeting rule. To get further help, you can register for our 30 minutes free financial planning consultation using the registration link provided in the description. We also host regular live webinars on investment and personal finance. If you would like to attend, then check for the registration link in the description section. Last but not the least, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to this channel because we keep bringing such personal finance videos regularly. That's it for today. Meet you soon. Bye bye.